Hello again, everyone. In this likely YouTube shadow band astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Jupiter's sextile or trine the midheaven in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, if you have Jupiter's sextile or trine the midheaven in a natal chart, you may easily find the exuberance and enthusiasm, which is Jupiter, for career-related matters, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say, for example, if you have, your midheaven Aquarius, career-related matters, maybe connected with altruism or humanitarianism. It may have something to do, could be connected with astrology, astronomy, computers, electronics, innovation, meteorology, aviation, as some examples. And, another thing about these aspects is that you may readily find, the ambition, which is the midheaven, to expand horizons, which is Jupiter. Now, if you have Jupiter in Aries as an example, you may expand horizons, with little hesitation and procrastination, very forcefully. It may be done with more exuberant, more enthusiasm and drive and motivation, but at the same time, it could be something Aries related, such as something with the military, something associated with carpentry, welding, arson investigation, law enforcement, combat sports, as some examples, and also to in-laws and foreigners, which is Jupiter, may be beneficial to the success that you attain, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say, the midheaven is in Capricorn as an example. Success may be attained, with a lot of concentration, a lot of seriousness, discipline, structure. It may be doing something Capricorn related, whether it be accounting, dentistry, information technology, masonry, general mundane work, something associated with the government or politics, as some examples. Now, another thing, too, is that authority figures, older people, and the dominant parent, which is often the father, which is the midheaven, may be in agreement, with your philosophies and beliefs, may be compatible with them, and feel, let's say, Jupiter, going to Aquarius as an example, the philosophies and beliefs may be unusual, unorthodox, eclectic, and may be tied in with astrology, being progressive, future-oriented. Jupiter is in Sagittarius as another example. Philosophies and beliefs may be about just simply being positive and expansive, willing to go outside the box, so to speak, and maybe tied in with religion more. Now, another thing, too, Jupiter's sextile or trine the midheaven in a natal chart may also manifest in easily, expressing, benevolence and goodwill, which is Jupiter, to those people that I just described, the older people, the dominant parent, which is often the father, and authority figures, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say, for example, if the midheaven is in Taurus, those people, one or more, may actually be a Taurus sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be those that are persistent, patient, persevering, stolid, impassive, tenacious. It could be those that are very placid, calm, but at the same time may be inquisitive and materialistic and overly stubborn and obstinate as well. So another way these aspects may pan out in the natal chart is that higher education, which is Jupiter, may be advantageous to your livelihood, which is the midheaven. Now, I know in a lot of cases, regardless of aspects, naturally, higher education can be beneficial, to your career, your livelihood, your business you're in. But when you have these aspects, it can be, I would say, on average, it may be more prosperous, more auspicious. Now, let's say if Jupiter is in Gemini, as an example, higher education may be tied in with something connected with communication, such as writing, journalism, reporting. It may be something associated with manual dexterity, which can include auto or refrigeration mechanics, as some examples. And another thing too is that about these aspects in the natal chart is that the Jupiter-related people may be in agreement and compatible, with the qualities that are difficult to suppress, which is the midheaven. Now, Jupiter-related people encompasses a number of persons, whether it's in-laws, foreigners, people that are involved in sports, philosophy, religion, the outdoors, those that are in publishing and advertising, as some examples. And let's say, if the midheaven, is in Leo, as an example, those qualities that are difficult to suppress, maybe ones that are showy, flamboyant, attention-seeking, gregarious, extroverted, magnanimous, generous. If the midheaven is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as another example, those qualities that are difficult to suppress can be ones that are nurturing, caring, devoted, sympathetic, protective, ability maybe to love even, strongly, maybe even unconditionally, as some examples. Now, another thing too is that being optimistic and positive, which is Jupiter, and your accomplishments and achievements, which is the midheaven, may go hand in hand. Now, I understand, in spite of aspects in the natal chart, being optimistic and positive can go a long way. Can play a vital role in terms of, what you accomplish and what you achieve, just the power of positive thinking. But it can be more auspicious and advantageous with these aspects as opposed to most others. Now, the thing about this is, let's say if the midheaven is in Scorpio, as an example, accomplishments and achievements may be tied in. It could be with locksmithing, psychology, the occult, which includes astrology. It could be doing something with forensics or investigation, deep research, transformation, empowering others, as some examples. Now, also, too, another way Jupiter sextile or trine the midheaven may be expressed in the natal chart is that, let's say, an ability for publishing and advertising, which is Jupiter, may be auspicious for career-related matters, which is the midheaven. Now, let's say the midheaven is in Sagittarius, as an example. Career-related matters may be connected with publishing. It could be connected with the sports, the outdoors, higher education, foreign travel, translation, religion, as some examples. Now, another thing about these aspects is that expressing benevolence, goodwill, enthusiasm, veracity, and optimism, which is Jupiter, may be propitious as far as your public image and reputation, which is the midheaven, how it may go. And, if you have midheaven, say, in Virgo, as an example, the public image and reputation may be one that's known to be scrupulous, punctual, reliable, systematic, organized, methodical, proper. It could be being, I would say, very ability to reputation to compartmentalize, as well as some examples. Now, also, too, these aspects may be lucky and fortunate, which is Jupiter, for attaining notoriety and recognition, which is the midheaven. Now, if the midheaven is in Pisces, as an example, notoriety and recognition, may be attained with a lot of idealism and inspiration. It may be doing something Pisces related, such as dancing, poetry, photography, anesthesiology, chemistry, or the metaphysical, which includes astrology as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time,